to say thank everyone for joining us today. Words cannot express how excited our team is and our administration, our fan base is of being able to play in the Air Force Celebration Bowl. These last few days have been just a whirlwind for us as a program, just to see all the pageantry and support that we receive from across the country, from Eagle fans, from SWAC fans, and from MEAC fans. And I think it's going to do wonders to increase the brand of HBCU athletics and our schools.
Great call, your Action Sports and News. Coach, do you prefer, going into a game like this, would you prefer to be the underdog or the target?
You know, I like the underdog model. I really do. We've been doing it the entire year. Obviously, it provides a lot of motivation for our team. And it keeps guys humble, too. I think it's one of those situations where they know now, they continue to see that you have not arrived. As many games as we've won in the last 3 years, as much success as we've had in the last few years, there's still some sense of disbelief or doubt in the country. So you have an opportunity on Saturday to put away all that disbelief and all that doubt and go out there and try to win a game.
Go front row, left side.
How you doing, Coach?
How you doing, Jones?
I asked you yesterday, were you having fun yet? And, you know, well, you had time to catch your breath. Is it rewarding to finally get in the dome and just focus on football and put everything else behind you that you guys have done all week?
It is one of the most distracting things when you get a chance to play in a bowl game is you have to try to avoid a lot of the distractions from going to different places, all the events for all the kids. Even though it's rewarding, you still have a game to play. And even a caliber game like this, because it is for a HBCU national championship. So to have an opportunity to get focused today, especially everything from A to Z today is all about football. I think we had a children's visit this morning for about an hour or so. But now going forward, we're going to have practice, a few meetings this evening, and then we can really get back focused on the game plan at hand. And all the finer details are pretty much in, so we just got to make sure their mindset is more about football.
Can I go right side, fourth row?
Ed Seymour as HBCU Sports Report. Coach, you guys have faced some tough defenses this year. You guys are facing a really tough defense in Grambling. How are you going to utilize Malcolm Bell against this defense? And also, Malcolm Bell versus Devontae Kincaid. Talk about that a little bit.
We're going to use Malcolm the same way we've been pretty much using him the entire year. The biggest thing about him, which makes him a special quarterback, is his ability to obviously pass the ball, but also do some things with his legs, and not just off scramble drills and things like that. It's the design runs that we feature Malcolm in, and I think that's what makes him potentially one of the best quarterbacks in the country right now. So attacking Grambling's defense is going to be the same mindset that we've always went into the game plan with. We do have two dynamic running backs we feel good about as well, but running Malcolm Bell has to be a part of the plan as well. From Devontae Kincaid versus Malcolm Bell, how the matchup's been, hyped up the last couple of weeks. It's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it myself, to watch two really good quarterbacks in the country go against one another. Devontae does some great things with his arms. He's obviously one of the most dynamic passers in the country. So to see him go against Malcolm, I think everybody's going to be in for quite a show.
Back middle.
Coach, you talked about the pageantry surrounded by this game, the visits and everything that you guys had. You did the children's visit this morning. Yesterday they went to the Center for Civil and Human Rights. You used the word rewarding, but how important is it for these players to be exposed to that portion of it as well?
We have so many players on our football team that it has been a year of firsts. Some of those guys got a chance to fly on a plane for the first time. Some of those guys have never left the state of North Carolina for the first time this year. So a lot of the things that we've been able to accomplish as a program are a first for a lot of these young men. And to come to college and to get a chance to see the world, get a chance to play in a bowl game with all the support, with all the media support, being able to showcase your brand on the national television, that is huge for the kids in itself, because it is a lifelong memory. When they get a chance to sit back 20, 30 years from now, there's something that you can never take away from them. They got a chance to experience all of these different experiences that they've been through, from everywhere from the College Football Hall of Fame to the Civil Rights Museum and all those good things.
Right side, back row.
Coach Mack, Charles Bishop, Dr. Cavill's inside the HBCU Sports Lab. You've obviously coached in both conferences, MEAC and SWAC, coaching at Jackson State and the SWAC. Kind of talk a little bit about the similarities and the differences between the MEAC and the SWAC.
I tell the people all the time, I think the SWAC is a little bit more offensive league. You have to be able to score points in bunches in the SWAC. And not saying you don't have to do it in the MEAC, but when you look at the caliber of teams over the last few years that have been competitively and won the SWAC conference, all those teams are probably top 4, top 5 in the country as far as offensive production. So I think it is a high, fast-paced league from a scoring standpoint. From the MEAC standpoint, it is a little bit more tougher, hard-nosed, pound and ground conference. You have to be able to run the ball a little bit more efficient in the MEAC. A lot of that has to do with the area that we're in. Being on the East Coast, seeing a lot of different weathers as we go through the November and late October months, that makes a big difference. So you have to put the ball on the ground a little bit more. So I think when you talk about both conferences from an offensive perspective, the MEAC is a little bit more run-oriented. I think the SWAC is a little bit more pass-oriented. But at the end of the day, I think what it has allowed us to be successful is that we've been able to be really good at both. And I think a true balanced team, you're going to be able to run the ball and pass the ball when you need to.